All right, this is week 14 basically, right? So that means, right, we actually have came to the end of the semesters for introduction to illustrations, and I just want to share with you guys. Okay, this is one of the a few kind of works that I've done. This is one of the videos that a student have presented to me. That which is I find it quite interesting, right? Because she has a lot of good kind of efforts and also a very tremendous kind of uh, what we call a skill that she actually have show, okay, and committed on the work itself directly. So I'm going to share you guys also these videos that for those that you want to learn a bit more on on the efforts that some of your friends have been done I think for our classes already, because it's quite very heartwarming for me because we can share this kind of works, okay, for the public itself already. Even though the quality of the video is not that quite clear, I just want to give you guys some exposures and 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 get some experience from that. Even though the video is not quite good quality there, right? My apologize if there are some mistakes there, but it's still worth it for us to watch, I think, for in terms of recorded sharing session and everything. All right, it's very much there. Let's take a look at it. This is one of the students that I think has a very multiple kind of talents on the drawing skill there, and hopefully she can actually manage to get through in the whole kind of courses that are being multimedia and develop also a very good careers in illustration or design itself that I think very much. And this is some of her works that we actually have been working on before, okay, for our exercise. And he said that this is the first time she's working with Photoshop and also working with those tablets there. So I believe that she has a very good kind of understanding on the drawing skills there. So not many students we can get this kind of students at every semester directly. So I think it's very great quality that I can see from her kind of skill that she produced on her work itself. Alright, but this is the first kind of drawing that she actually produced that I'm not quite impressed or confident with this. Right? But I can see that she actually can draw it, right? She has the understanding on drawing there, but still is a beginning kind of process of understanding what she can do from there. So when she actually produced basically her own sketches that he said to me basically is from what we call that as sketchbooks. I really doubt that at basically right, but I just want to give a chance. I'm going to ask her to give us basically make again okay, the working file there right, because this kind of illustrations basically is still perfect there. Still perfect for the beginning step already, but we never know right because normally there is always a genius around us already, among us there already. They're always going to be a genius among us, but always skeptical with it. I always skeptical with it because the drawings basically for me for the students with illustrators right? It's too perfect already. But if she's really done it well, she's really done a very good job already. She's very done a good job already. And we're lucky enough to have this kind of students in our universities there. But I don't know. Because I've seen all this kind of thing they kind of practice I think on the picture books before. Right? That's what I think. Right. But we never know. Right? But we're going to go through, okay, my job basically, I have to go through the whole kind of book that only one person's. I think more than over 100 kind of students there. Okay? So it's very, not an easy job, I think, to give the marks to the children there. So a lot of people actually, when they thought that it's not easy there. Yes, it's quite easy basically to fail the students there. But to give them a good grades, not that quite easy there, right? Okay, so those are the things that I find. If from my point of view, okay, from the experience that I have when we got to evaluate the work itself, right? Even though we have that kind of what we call that rubrics that can help us to do a bit more things, but the visual always helps, right? The visual I think is speak for itself, right? So those are the things I can find from here. So you guys can check those videos, right? Just enjoy yourself there. And How to work in there?
Structure. This is the story structure, and I also submitted in the week 11 story outline. I will explain furthermore in the story, and then the story's name is The Bear's House. There was once a girl whose hair was so pretty, long, fair, and curly that everyone calls her Grace. One day she had set off a little earlier than usual to the woods. She saw a little cottage. She stepped inside and looked around the house. She wondered who lives here. She tastes the porridge in the kitchen. Then she sits down on the chair and she broke it and fell to the floor. Then she felt very tired, so she climbed up to other people's bed and slept on it. Then the bears were coming back home from their walk. They went home to find out that their things and porridge had been moved by someone. Baby Bear cries out loud because of his favorite chair was broken. The three bears find out that Grace has slept on their bed, and Grace woke up suddenly and found three angry bears standing beside her. She was scared, so she yelled and ran away. And for further explain, this is the three bears I say, and this is the baby bear, daddy bear, and mommy bear. They are not fierce, and they are actually very kind. So this is the story of my second story named The Bear's House. And I'm being inspired by this um, watercolor painting. I wish to try this kind of technique on the tablet because actually I like to draw this kind of painting on on the dry media. This is some sample. I like to draw it on this kind of sketchbook, and I think I can also try it to draw on tablet. So after that, I finish my artwork for my second story. But I think it's not so alike to this kind of painting, and I will um, I will talk about it when I explain the final artwork. Week 12 is my process of the final work, and this is the lines, the outlines of my drawing. For these drawings, I also, using the same method, I make good on the Photoshop, I touch up and I trace on it, I do more details on it. And lastly, came to the final artwork. And This is the cover page of my story, and the title of the story is Will. This will is a symbol of freedom and bravery. It also says it's a revelation or in my adolescence. This is my rebellion in my adolescence and also can say it's a symbol of freedom and bravery. One day a will broke into my boring life. My life has always been boring. I have always longed for freedom and my character, which has led me to want to work harder, to do something surprising and proud. At first, it just lived in a small, comfy space. Quietly, I tried to not let anyone discover it. Later, it was arranged by me to a slightly more bigger place than before. After that, it gradually became out of control and ran around the house. In fact, sometimes I think it makes me feel happy and sweet as a candy. One night, it broke through the wall of the house and went to the outside world. Perhaps there's not much more time left for it. It's sugars in nature. It tastes the sweetness of the flower and also tastes the softness of the ocean. And maybe the outside world is its home. Or you can say that it is my own world. Gradually, I understand that it will leave me one day, but I am very grateful for having it in my life. Yeah. So this is the whole story of my third story, Will. And for this story, I have been inspired by this kind of drawing called black and white decorative painting. I don't know if this is the correct way to um, call this kind of painting, but this is the direct translate from Chinese that I know this kind of drawing is made. It's quite like the Buddha style, and it combines the many of the patterns in this kind of drawing, and this impressed me, and I really like this kind of drawing. And a Japanese illustrator called Narite. His drawing also very inspired me to do this kind of black and white drawings. This is his style is like black and white and easy to draw and easy to understand. So I combine these two kinds of drawing to finish my assignment 3, the third story. So you can say that actually this the third story actually is my favorite story out of these three stories. But I think this kind of work is not the works that meet the requirements of cert. So I did this just for my two stories, and um, yeah, this is my favorite story, but this is just for my interest because it really didn't met the requirement of the
No,
so.
no, they're right. Right. I'm actually can accept that kind of works, okay, as long as there is originality of your works there, okay. So basically, right, okay, I can accept it, right, okay, I can accept it as long there is originality on your works there, even though you have some reference, you have the guideline, you have the research on that, right, okay. So the best thing is the students to develop the works is by developing also their identity there, okay, even though the style itself can be developed there, okay, from time to time there, okay. But you need to have that kind of genuine kind of originality on your works there, okay, especially when you develop your kind of skills there, okay, first, okay, in illustration fields there. So for me, Zelia has explored some of the methods that she actually need to develop her skills, okay, from this stage there, okay. And there's a long way to go from there, but don't copy from other people's works. Those are the first things there, okay. Don't copy directly from other people's works there because people will get to know about it, okay. All right.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Welcome there, right.
Good evening, sir. I'm Zila call from